What is going on, everybody? Nick Costa here, and welcome to this video lesson on the double Ratamacue. This is rudiment number 39 from the Percussive Arts Society's 40 Essential Rudiments. If you have been following along with the Drum Essential series at nickcostamusic.com, this is video number 10. So in this video, you are going to learn how to play the double Ratamacue. You are then going to play through a few exercises that will allow you to incorporate it into your playing. Finally, you will see some variations on how to execute the double Ratamacue as part of a groove or a fill on the drum set. I'm excited to get into this with all of you, so let's get started. If you have been following the Drum Essentials at nickcostamusic.com, you've already watched the video on the single Ratamacue. You know that with that single Ratamacue, it is a 4-note sticking where you play a drag for the first note and you accent the last note. Now, in order to turn a single Ratamacue into a double Ratamacue, you're going to add an additional drag to the beginning. Sound familiar? So in this case, for a right-handed double Ratamacue, you are going to play 2 right-handed drags followed by that left, right, left. If it's a left-handed double Ratamacue, you're going to play 2 left-handed drags followed by right, left, right. So in this first exercise, you are going to play a double Ratamacue and an 8th note triplet subdivision. You're going to play a right-handed double Ratamacue for the first measure and a left-handed double Ratamacue for the second measure. Going to turn the click on at 80 BPM. Play along with me. 1, 2, ready, and. Let's move on to exercise number 2. You are now going to play the double Ratamacue and a 16th note triplet subdivision. So for 2 measures, you're going to go back and forth between playing a right-handed double Ratamacue and a left-handed double Ratamacue. You're going to have an 8th note rest in between each one. Clicks going back on, play along with me. 1, 2, ready, and. Moving on to exercise 3, continue to play the double Ratamacue and a 16th note triplet subdivision, but play 2 in a row without stopping. So for this first measure, play a right-handed double Ratamacue followed by a left-handed double Ratamacue. You will notice you have a quarter note rest on beat 4. The second measure is the opposite, so a left-handed double Ratamacue followed by a right-handed double Ratamacue, and again you have a quarter note rest on beat 4. Clicks going back on, play along with me. 1, 2, ready, and. Moving on to the 4th exercise, you are now going to play 5 double Ratamacues in a row. So for the first 2 measures, you are going to play a right-handed double Ratamacue followed by a left-handed double Ratamacue. You will play another right-handed double Ratamacue followed by a left-handed double Ratamacue, and you will finish up with a right-handed double Ratamacue. You will notice you have an 8th note rest at the end of that second measure. Starting on the 3rd measure, you will play a left-handed double Ratamacue, followed by a right-handed double Ratamacue. You will play another left-handed double Ratamacue, followed by another right-handed double Ratamacue, and you will wrap up with a left-handed double Ratamacue. Again, you have an 8th note rest at the end of that 4th measure. Let's turn the click back on, give it a shot. 1, 2, ready, and. So now that you're getting a little more comfortable with the double Ratamacue, let's play through one more exercise that allows you to incorporate it into your playing. So in this exercise, you are playing the rhythm of it's a Ratamacue, N, 3E, and a 4. So for the first measure, you're going to play a right-handed double Ratamacue followed by a right-handed tap on the end of beat 2. For the 16th notes on beat 3, start with your left hand and just alternate. You are then going to play a left-handed tap on beat 4. For the second measure, you are going to play a left-handed double Ratamacue, followed by a left-handed tap on the end of beat 2. For the 16th notes on beat 3, alternate your hands, and then play a right-handed tap on beat 4. Clicks going back on, play along with me. 1, 2, ready, and... So now that you've had a chance to play through a few exercises, this is a perfect time to pause the lesson and work on your double Ratamacue. If you're having a difficult time playing the accent, just focus on the sticking pattern for now until you get a little bit more comfortable with it, so then you can include the accent. So go ahead and pause the video here, and when you're ready, hit continue. All right, welcome back. It is time for the challenge. Just like every other Essentials video, the challenge allows you to incorporate the rudiment that you're learning, as well as a few other rudiments you have learned from other videos within the series. The challenge is a series of rhythms that allows you to start with both your right and left hand. This particular challenge is 10 measures long. So for the first 2 measures, you are playing the rhythm of 1, it's a rat, it's a Ratamacue, it's a Ratamacue. So for this first measure, you are going to play a right-handed flam on beat 1. You are then going to play a right-handed double Ratamacue starting on beat 2. You are then going to play a left-handed single Ratamacue starting on the end of beat 3. Notice you have an 8th note rest at the end of the first measure. For the second measure, you are going to play a left-handed flam, followed by a left-handed double Ratamacue starting on beat 2, and a right-handed single Ratamacue starting on the end of beat 3. Again, you have another 8th note rest at the end of the second measure. Here's what those 2 measures sound like. 1, it's a rat, it's Ratamacue, it's Ratamacue. 1, it's a rat, it's Ratamacue, it's Ratamacue. For the third and fourth measure, you are playing the rhythm of 1 E enda, it's a Ratamacue, it's a rat, it's a Ratamacue. So for the third measure, you're going to play a single paradiddle for the 16th note starting on beat 1. You are then going to play a right-handed single Ratamacue starting on beat 2. You are then going to play a left-handed double Ratamacue starting on beat 3. Notice again, you have an 8th note rest at the end of the measure. For the fourth measure, you're going to play a left-handed single paradiddle starting on beat 1, followed by a left-handed single Ratamacue starting on beat 2. You are then going to play a right-handed double Ratamacue starting on beat 3. And again, you have an 8th note rest at the end of the fourth measure. Here's what those 2 measures sound like together. 1 E enda, it's Ratamacue, it's a rat, it's Ratamacue. 1 E enda, it's Ratamacue, it's a rat, it's Ratamacue. Now for the 5th and the 6th measure, you are playing the rhythm of 1 E enda, 2 E, it's a rat, it's a Ratamacue, it's a Ratamacue. So you are going to start out by playing a right-handed double paradiddle starting on beat 1. You are then going to play a right-handed double Ratamacue starting on the end of beat 2. You will then play a left-handed single Ratamacue starting on beat 4. The 6th measure, you are playing a left-handed double paradiddle starting on beat 1, followed by a left-handed double Ratamacue starting on the end of beat 2, and a right-handed single Ratamacue starting on beat 4. Here's what those 2 measures sound like. 1 E enda, 2 E, it's rat, it's Ratamacue, it's Ratamacue. 1 E enda, 2 E, it's rat, it's Ratamacue, it's Ratamacue. So for measures 7 and 8, you are playing the rhythm of it's a rat, it's a Ratamacue, it's a Ratamacue, it's a rat, it's a Ratamacue, it's a Ratamacue, it's a rat, it's a Ratamacue, it's a Ratamacue. Confusing, right? To make it easier, think about a double and single Ratamacue equaling 1 time through the pattern. You're going to play a right-handed double Ratamacue followed by a left-handed single Ratamacue. Repeat that pattern 2 additional times, then add an 8th note rest at the end of the measure, and you've played through those 2 measures. For measures 9 and 10, it's the same thing, but you are starting with the opposite hand. So this time it's a left-handed double Ratamacue followed by a right-handed single Ratamacue. Play through that pattern 3 times in a row, add an 8th note rest to the end, and you've just played through those 2 measures. Here's what those 4 measures sound like together. It's rat, it's Ratamacue, it's Ratamacue, it's rat, it's Ratamacue, it's Ratamacue, it's rat, it's Ratamacue, it's Ratamacue. It's rat, it's Ratamacue, it's Ratamacue, it's rat, it's Ratamacue, it's Ratamacue, it's rat, it's Ratamacue, it's Ratamacue. So now that you have had a chance to play through all of those different patterns, let's piece it all together. This is a challenge though, right? So let's up the click to 100 BPM and give it a shot. Here we go! 1, 2, ready, and... So just like the challenge for the single Ratamacue, if you feel yourself tensing up during this challenge for the double Ratamacue, it just means that it might be a little bit too quick for you. Again, speed's not the end game with any of this. It's consistency and accuracy. And just like anything else that is physical, as soon as you start to tense up, it becomes more difficult to actually do. So not only is it difficult to do, you can also potentially injure yourself. So if you're feeling any type of tension in your arms, your wrists, your hands, or your fingers, slow your tempo down until you play it nice and relaxed. Get comfortable playing at that tempo and then slowly increase your metronome until you can get up to this 100 BPM or possibly faster. So now that you've had a chance to play through a few exercises as well as the challenge, let's talk about incorporating the double Ratamacue on the drum kit. Although it is rare to hear this on the drum kit, you can play this as a fill or incorporate it into your drum groove to change it up a little bit. This is the part of the lesson where you get to improve on your improvisational and musicianship skills. Now, although I want you to be creative with this, here are a few different examples to get you started. So to recap, in this lesson, you learned how to play the double Ratamacue. You started out by playing it in an 8th note triplet subdivision and then worked up to a 16th note triplet subdivision. You then played through a few different exercises to incorporate it into your playing. Finally, you saw some examples on how to execute it as part of a drum fill or groove on the drum kit. As always, if you have any questions in regards to this rudiment, make sure you reach out to me on my website and I'll try and help out any way that I can. If you like this lesson, make sure you visit the Drum Essentials section of nickcostamusic.com. There you will find lessons just like it, including technique fundamentals, drum set fundamentals, and lessons on all 40 rudiments from the Percussive Arts Society. And that is it. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hopefully you've learned something from it. And until next time, see you later.